everything went dreamy and slowed down. When she walked, hair blowing in the wind like slow-mo, all that, like, ba, 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 ba.
Yo.
You notice much is true. So, that happened, right?
Welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be doing a get to know us video. I put some polls on Instagram to see what you guys wanted to see, and the most requested thing was videos with Courtney. The most requested video was videos with me and Courtney. So I figured if you guys are interested in us to be asking for videos, and most of my comments are you guys always commented about me and Courtney. So clearly you guys like me and Courtney. So I thought that we should do a get to know us video. So we're gonna tell you guys how we met, and then eventually if you guys have your own questions, we can do another video in the future and also do some polls on Instagram if you're interested. I just realized that you guys are really interested in me and Courtney as a couple, so I thought we should at least start with getting to know us. So how do we meet, babe?
We met on Christian Mingle. Y'all know the app, the website Christian Mingle? That's where we met. Our first date was church.
No, it wasn't.
Shit, how we meet? All right, you want me to tell my vision of how we met? Or you want me to just tell the overview?
You gotta start with yours because yours came way before mine. If it wasn't yours, it wouldn't have been mine.
So check it. Shorty ass followed me on Instagram or whatever, and I was like...
Is that how it started?
Yeah, you followed me on Instagram, and I was like... So she followed me on Instagram. I'm literally asking everybody in my friend group because I see her around.
We went to the same college.
We went to Columbia.
Went to the same college.
We went to Columbia together, Columbia College Chicago. And then I asked all my friends. I asked Kiera. I asked Anthony. I asked...
Who the hell is Anthony?
Eric. Remember the Eric who taught me how to...
You didn't tell me this. This is new information. The only person you told me you said something to was Tim Tim. I didn't know you asked all your friends.
No, I asked all my friends, and I was like, who the hell is this girl? Like, do y'all know who this? I'm over here showing my little... It was a weak ass phone back then. It was like 2012. So I had my phone. I'm like, y'all know who this girl is? And they was like, no, we ain't never seen her around. So I'm like, all right. I'm like, I think it's weird, whatever. So I go down to I think I was signing my friend out, and I got back on the elevator, and it was her and her friend. So I don't know what I said, some little funny shit, made her laugh, whatever. So
I remember that. I would tell my side of that.
Okay.
Hold on. So that day, I remember that day. But also, let's mention, when I follow Courtney on Instagram, I'm the type of person, when I don't follow people, the reason she felt like I followed her on Instagram was not what it was. Courtney, I followed her on Instagram, she read into it and was like, who this girl, why she following me? I just
got paranoid because I'm just like, look, motherfuckers be crazy.
That's besides the point. So when I followed her on Instagram, I only followed her on Instagram because I seen her around. I seen that she was in the cafeteria at the college, and I'm like, oh, I don't know her, but I've seen her, and why not? Whatever. Like, I didn't think nothing of it. I just knew I'd seen her before. I followed her on Instagram because her page popped up. I didn't think nothing of it.
I've never seen this girl besides the time that I literally asked my friend, we had a mutual friend. And I think, I was in the cafeteria because I said I only seen her in the elevator after she followed me, and I never seen her again. So,
hold on, when I seen you in the elevator, I didn't even know who you were. It wasn't like, oh, I followed this girl on Instagram. I followed you randomly, and when I saw you in person in the elevator, I didn't know who you were. You just said something, I laughed, and I moved on with my day.
We had a mutual friend, his name was Tim Tim. He introduced us, whatever. But before we get to the introducing, we was in the cab, and I was talking to him, whatever, and then he was like, yeah, such and such, such and such. And I seen her, G, when I tell y'all know, if y'all know this movie, it's called Not Another Teen Movie. Look it up. They was in high school. Dude seen the finest girl in the school, and everything went dreamy and slowed down. When she walked, hair blowing in the wind like slow-mo, all that, like, ba, 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 ba.
Yo.
You notice much is true. true. So that happened, right? That same thing happened to me, G. And I was like, that's shorty. Like, she bad. She fine. And I was like, so, I mean, I ain't really had much to go off of. I couldn't have been like, oh, she's smart. Oh, she's intelligent. Because I didn't know her. So I was just like, she hella beautiful and I'm hella interested. The second time I seen her is when I saw her in slow motion. And she was
not that you saying like slow motion, like I actually was in slow motion.
You don't understand. Like, I really saw you in slow motion.
I remember.
You walk, I seen you. Okay, so she had this dyke bang, y'all. That's what I call it. Okay, lesbian bang.
It's not a lesbian bang. Women still have it today and they're not lesbian.
You're right. But when all the lesbians was coming out and we was just like, yes, equality, all that. So that's what all the lesbians with the rainbow studded belts had the fucking bang and the haircut around the sides and the back. So
every time you call it a lesbian haircut, I get offended. And I
see. Chill out. It's nothing personal. So she had the lesbian haircut. She flipped her hair, and I don't know, like her shit used to cover her eyes, so she was looking all mysterious and beautiful, and it was blonde and shit. She was just all. She flipped her hair, and it was like, let me show y'all. She flipped her hair, and it was like. That's what it looked like to me.
You're sick.
That's how I saw her. And I literally was eating my food and Tim was like playing, I don't know, he said something to her and she walked off and I was like, who was that?
No, I actually called him. I seen him over there and I called him something and he was like,
I think he was like, hey sexy.
Yeah, hey sexy.
He was like, hey
I
sexy.
My friends. When I see my friends, I'd be like, hey sexy. And then he said, hey, and then I gave him the tongue and I was like something like that. And Courtney was sitting right next to him, but
this is me.
Yeah, like I remember, it's like if the moment would have passed and we would have never dated, I wouldn't have remembered it. But because we started dating and all of that stuff, I remember it. But I didn't talk to her at that point ever. And I looked over at my friend, I said, hey sexy. She was at the table with my friend, it was just them two. And when I did all of that, she was just sitting there next to him like, literally, I didn't think back. And I was just looking like, who's this girl? But I didn't think nothing of it. But when I think back to when she say how she saw me, it makes sense because when she was sitting next to him, like they were talking and she was just like, at me, and I'm like, okay. Anyway.
I told y'all how in my head she looked. Slow motion, I ain't heard nothing else that was going on. All I heard was, hey sexy, but it wasn't geared towards me, I wasn't delusional. I wasn't delusional. Like I knew it wasn't geared towards me. I knew it was geared towards Tim. So after you walk off, y'all have y'all exchange. Tim, oh damn, who is that? He was like, I never ain't nobody. That's just my friend Alicia. So I'm like, she gay? And he was, when I tell you, she was the first girl I ever approached. He was like, I don't know, she might be. And I was like, and then he was
don't
like,
even know me to tell her I like her.
I don't know. I mean, it was so fucking stupid. He was like, all right, girl, I'm gonna tell her. And I was like, all right, less. I was like, see if you can get her number for me. He was like, all right, girl, I'll try. So,
how long after you asked him that did we meet at the door?
I think it was a few days.
Oh, okay, because so he made that as fast because I met you the day after.
Yeah, it was a few days because like, so after that happened.
That's my time to tell the story, or something else happened before we
something
met.
Else happened before.
Oh, I didn't know.
So he texted me, and I texted him. I was like, so what she say? He was like, I think you should ask her on your own, but he wasn't telling me like, oh, you know, she think it's more attractive if you came by yourself and been upfront like, hey, I really am attracted to you. I would like to get to know you on a deeper level. Woo, woo. So he just giving me the runaround. I'm like, she got somebody she messing with. Like, I need in on this. So after that, I met, I think He was like, come to my room. Ooh.
So my friend Tim, me and him, we hung out. Like our whole floor, we lived on the 7th floor at college. Our whole floor hung out, and we were all real cool. And Tim was the friend who, you know, everything she just said. And we were all in my dorm room because I had a dorm room to myself at the time. And that was lit. That was the reason why we had such a good relationship too. If I wouldn't have had that dorm to myself, I don't know how that would have went. But I had my own dorm room. So my friend Tim. He, what happened? We were all in my room hanging out and we were talking or whatever, and he somehow brought up the fact that he was like, you know my friend Courtney, and I'm like, I don't know who you're talking about. And he kept on saying, like, trying to explain to me who she was, and I'm like, I don't know who you're talking about. So he was like, well, she interested in you, da, da, da. So I'm like, okay. And he was like, well, she wanna talk to you, bitch. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? So that's what I told him.
All I heard was Tim.
Yeah, that's when I told him, I'm like, well, if somebody wants to talk to me, that person needs to come talk to me. Because I'm the type of person, don't go through your friends, don't go through my friends. That is unattractive and it's cowardly. I lose respect. If you want to come talk to me, you need to come to me yourself. Because I don't got time for middlemen. Because middlemen means people are in my business. And people were in my business before I was in my business. And I'm a very private person. So I don't like people go through people to get to me. Like if you want to get to me, period. I told my friend Tessa, like, tell her if she want to talk to me. So I moved on from it. I didn't think nothing of it since. So then like a couple days later, maybe I think it was the next day, and Tim was like, he texted me, he was like, your boo in here. And I'm like, who? Cause I ain't had no boo. So I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? And he was like, your boo in here, come to my room. And I'm like, whatever, okay. So I came to the room and my friend, it was me, DeAndre, and Light Skin Courtney. That was, cause I had a best friend named Courtney, so we called them Light Skin Courtney and Chocolate Courtney, cause they both had the same name, Courtney. So she came to the room, and we all came to the room, and we were outside his door, he came out the door, we were all talking. And Courtney was inside the room, so we was out there talking we was out there talking for a minute, like maybe a few minutes, almost 5 minutes we were out there talking.
I was like, they're talking about me? Oh my God.
Courtney finally, we weren't even talking about you at that point. We weren't talking about you at all. And Courtney finally came out the door and she just peeked her head out and we all looked at her and kept talking, but she kept peeking her head out that whole time for like at least 2 minutes. So I finally said something. I'm like, why are you peeking your head? What did I say?
You was like, why don't you come out here with us?
Yeah, I'm like, why don't you come out here? Like, why are you peeking your head out the door? Because it was
and now I sat on the floor.
Then she came out the door and sat down, and it was bothering me because I'm like, why are you just like, she was just hanging out the door and out of nowhere and just not saying anything. And I'm like, why are you doing that? Like, just come out the door, like whatever. So I said something to her and she came out and sat down, and then we all kind of like had some laughs. And Courtney is, if you know her, Courtney is a very like jokative, that's not even a word.
But some jokative.
You know, talkative, so I made up a word, jokative. But Courtney's a jokester, like she joke around. She's like the life of the party. So we were all talking and laughing. Courtney would say little funny stuff. We were all laughing, and somehow we migrated into my friend Tim's room. So we all migrated in his room. He had a PlayStation something. And
no, he had an Xbox and y'all was playing Mortal Kombat. I remember that.
Yeah, we were playing games and shit.
And I was sitting on his bed.
Courtney was on his bed, and I was sitting in front of the chair. I was on a chair in front of Courtney on the bed. And we were all playing the games, laughing, having a good old time. And somehow you said something to me. I don't know what you said to me, but then you touched my back.
No, I was like, oh, you got tattoos?
You got a tattoo on your back.
I was like, oh, you got a tattoo on your back.
And then she like
traced her back with my finger, and she was like,
no, I wasn't.
That's how you was.
But anyway, she did that with she like moved my hair out of the way.
I got game, y'all.
Period. She moved my hair out the way and looked at my tattoo on the back, and then I was just like, why is she touching me? But it's like not in a rude way, but I was thinking in a cute, like flirty way, like why is she touching me? So
how is that flirty? Like,
I think I asked you why you was touching me too, didn't I?
Why you touch my back?
Yeah, I did. I was like, why are you touching my back?
I was like, yeah.
And I did say something to you.
She flipped that one bag.
Whatever. So after that, we were all hanging out, and then I think it was that same day we wound up going to the lounge and making food. Cause we were all hanging out, and that same night we went to the lounge and made food. Eventually, you gotta tell your portion, but I guess you pulled DeAndre to the side first.
Yeah, so I think I pulled Light Skin Courtney. I talked to Light Skin Courtney a little bit, and I was like, don't judge me saying Light Skin Courtney. That's just what we used to call each other.
Because both of their names was Courtney, and one's chocolate, one's light skin, so that's why we call them.
So Light Skin Courtney, I was like, I'm scared, cause I knew her, cause I used to be like, girl, you look like Carrie Hilson, and she would be like, I get that all the time.
I'm screaming.
Girl, her ass was funny as hell. So I'm like, Curiosa, I need some help. Woo. I'm like, could you get her number for me? She was like, I don't think she'll like that. And I'm just like, ain't nobody elaborating, ain't nobody giving me nothing like.
It's called grow the fuck up.
Girl, she was the first girl I ever approached. Like, not trying to be funny or nothing, but she dead ass was the first girl I ever approached. So I went to Bird Chest, which is DeAndre. I used to call him Bird Chest because his chest. He was so fucking skinny, y'all. When I tell you, he literally could fly away. I was like, DeAndre, you gonna have to tell her I like her or something. Or could you give me her number? Woo, woo. He was like, no. That's not what you do. She don't like that. And I'm like, what you mean she don't like that? She likes people who are direct, straightforward. You need to go up there and tell her.
I think it's so funny that all my friends knew me and they were new friends in my life, but they could
have let me literally bomb that.
Yeah, and they were new friends in my life because it was my freshman year of college and it was the beginning of our second. No, it was the end of our second semester. So I guess
she was a freshman and I was a sophomore. DeAndre deadass, like, he was like, no, if you want her number, you gotta go get that shit on your own. Like, if I give it to you, she's not gonna respect you.
Girl, I'm lying.
And I was like, okay.
You didn't ask me.
I was like, okay.
A violation.
Cool. So I was like, Alicia, can I talk to you? I think I went to a party that same night too.
Yeah, it was like, hey, can I talk to you for a minute?
Yeah, because I was dressed up, I was smelling good and everything.
No, you had on sweatpants and a white tee. You had on sweatpants.
Really? I don't remember having on a hat though.
You had on sweatpants and a white shirt, you had on PJs, not PJs, but resting clothes when you asked me out.
Don't do me, girl.
You was like,
okay, so I came out, I was like, Alicia, can I talk to you for a minute? Girl, you would have thought the principal called. That's how I felt in my soul.
That's how it sounded. I thought
she come out and I was like, honestly, Alicia, I think you're beautiful and I would like to get to know you a little more. So can I get your number? And she was just like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. So I pulled out my phone. So she like, 267. And
it was 267! I didn't remember that! It was 267!
Okay, girl. But I remember, because she was from Philly, so I knew that her area code was totally different.
Yeah, that was my first year of college, so I was still going back home.
Right. So I messaged, I think I saved her number. I
texted you first.
I saved your number and I texted you.
Yeah, I thought I texted you first.
No, I texted you and I was like, hey, it's Courtney.
Oh, yeah.
I remember because it's engraved in my mind when you screenshotted it and sent it to me. I forgot what you said, but either way, she was like, okay, what you doing? And I was like, nothing, chilling, whatever. And I was like, I'm kind of hungry. And she was like, oh, well, I got a hamburger you can have from Epic Burger. And I was like, oh, she got money. I would love to have for that burger. I went down there because I thought she was playing. So I had on my famous sweatpants that Alicia made me throw away.
Because it's a mess.
I went down there and I was like, thank you for my burger. Woo, I was hungry. And she was like, oh, it's fine. Yeah, okay. So she was all cool and shit with her friends, her posse. It was DeAndre and Courtney. And I walked away and it was just like, you know how motherfuckers about to talk about you? Because it'd be like quiet as hell as soon as you get on, you know it's about to happen. So
she walked away and she hit the corner. We heard it. We waited. We in the hallway standing there in front of my door. Made sure we heard the elevator open, heard the elevator close. All of us was like, no, my friend DeAndre was like, did you see her butt? Because Courtney got a big butt as you haven't seen.
No, I don't. It's
and
10-cent folder.
Courtney got a fat ass butt. Like Courtney
10-cent folder.
Courtney is stacked, like stacked.
Yeah, my
so
it looked like this.
Girl, no, it don't. We was all like, my friend DeAndre was like, did you see her butt? And I was like, did y'all see her butt? Yeah, I saw her butt. And we was all just talking about her butt.
Oh my goodness. And then you text me and said something and I was like, if I come, I'm never leaving.
Yeah, she told me if she come down to my room, she ain't never leaving. But I ain't had no roommate.
Excuse me.
I had the whole room to myself. So when she came down that first night, she never left. Literally.
But it was a joke. I'm so glad I get to have her all to myself for the rest of my life. So all of you other hoes, look out for me, baby.
But yeah, that's how we met, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions for us, again, you can DM me on Instagram or Courtney.
Yeah.
Or you can hit me up in the comment section below, and we can answer any questions for you in a future video, so we can have some more content for you guys. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys got a little bit of sneak peek into how we are, who we are, and how we met, and a little bit about our relationship. And yeah, stay tuned for future content with us, and we're super grateful for you guys watching this video.
Thank you.
Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys in our next video.